PJ Flores, 4WNT, coming from Alameda, California, Bay Area. The first thing ever I dove into was music production. This was after we moved back to the US from Japan. My dad was in the military, so we stayed out there I stayed out there myself 7 years, and my parents and my other family were still out there for a little longer. So when we came back to California, I started 4WNT in about like 2004, 2005, and it all started as music collective. Me, my brother, a couple friends were just fucking around with music, trying to, just like everybody in the Bay Area at the time. My dad, he was an electrician for the military, so like electronics was huge in our family, and like my dad introduced us to a lot of technology, and that's how I picked up my first camera. Just one of my our family's digital video cameras back then. I took it to a couple little events just to do some behind the scenes, and from then I went to more events to get my feet wet and get some experience. And then my first ever music video that I shot, I actually got tricked into shooting. Like, my boy told me to come to this workout for the boxer Nonito Donaire. Yeah, during his whole little prime time, my friend said he was doing like an interview, and he's like, yeah, bring the camera, come out to San Ho, we're gonna interview him before his fight next week. I'm like, okay, cool. I get there, everyone's waiting on me, and I'm like, what's going on? He's like, we're about to shoot a music video. I'm like, bro, I've never shot a music video. I've only shot behind the scenes. And he's like, it's all good, we're gonna wing it. And then I'd say right there was my first time being thrown into music videos, and I shot it, edited it by myself. And then from there, I felt like this is something I could probably pursue, because I also took some video classes in high school when I lived in Japan, and so I had some knowledge of it, but it never was something I thought I would ever do. And then started doing a lot of free shoots to get my name out in the Bay, like all over the Bay. I want to say I've shot close to 75 to 100 free videos at that time, just to get my name out there. And then bam, got my first breakthrough. I did a lot of no names, a lot of locals, and then got my first breakthrough video working for the Hood Stars, who was like a good no name from the Bay Area, and J Style and Livewire Records. And that was kind of like the start of my director career in the Bay Area. And then fast forward a little bit, I mean, I did my whole thing around the Bay Area. Within my field of work, I ended up meeting Sue. She was actually my woman crush Wednesday on Instagram. Just kind of slid into her DM a lot, and then she actually responded, and there was a mutual event where she was DJing and I was doing video, and that's how we met. And then bam, fast forward a little more, I ended up moving from the Bay Area to Long Beach to live with her. Stayed there for a few years, and still was doing the video stuff and working in the weed industry down there. And she was still doing her music and DJ stuff, so she wanted to eventually come back out here to Vegas to pursue the DJing. And I was open to it because I do video and there's a lot of production stuff out here. At the time when we moved out here, one of her old friends that she used to work with at Marquee back in the day actually had the video account at Dre's, and he basically asked if I wanted to come do video for one weekend. Did Migos and 2 Chains for the cam for the shows for the weekend, and then yeah, he was just like, not sure what you got going on in Cali, but if you decide to come out here, you got a guaranteed gig here at Dre's. It's like, damn, that's even more of a reason for us to come out here. And then man, we just picked up and came out here. Yeah, I started at Dre's doing iMag, which is, you know, the live cam for the shows and stuff, and then just kept killing it with that. Got a little promotion to VJ, so I could control the video content on the screens and run that. And then, bam, eventually got promoted again to LD, lighting director, so controlling the lights. And right now at Dre's After Hours, I'm the head of production. I run the lights, I run the video screens, and that's just a quick little summary of how I kind of got there. In the beginning, when I started for WNT with the whole music stuff, I know you're from Seattle. I'm pretty sure you guys heard of our hyphy movement during the time. Crazy era, real crazy, turns up, party, fucking real crazy era. So like, that was kind of the drive. Everyone was outside, everyone was on one, everyone was partying. It was like a crazy good time. It's something that's probably never ever gonna happen again. It's just, you had to be there type shit. And yeah, during that era, like, everybody was making music. Bunch of nobodies, people that were legends. Everybody was making music at that time. And I would say around that time the internet wasn't pretty much the internet as it is now. You know, it was still like MySpace and people still illegally downloading music and stuff like that. So from then it was kind of like, damn, I was such a fan of the culture and the music, and then, you know, I was like, how can I get in? You know, like, always looked up to everybody. I'm like, what can I do to get in? Music was the first route. You know, I feel like everyone took that route, and it started out with me as a main producer, and 4WNT at that time was a music collective, like, you know, friends of my brother and shit. Just, I'll make a beat or we'll pull some instrumentals and then motherfuckers rapping on it. yeah. And we did that for a while, and yeah, just from then tried to reach out to certain artists. And, you know, at that time it was hard because there was a lot of spotlight on our area. So if you already didn't have a name, it's kind of hard to, like, you know, hop in and, you know, get in the scene type shit. So yeah, I'd say around that time, that's when I was like, okay, what else can I do? And then, yeah, picked up the camera, and like I said, I had took some classes for that in high school in Japan, and, you know, that's how I learned Adobe Premiere, shooting, digital video, editing a little bit. Like I said, nothing I thought I'd ever come back to. It's like, this is cool, but I don't know if I'd ever do it. And then, yeah, when my sister had an event at her high school, and, you know, my family went, and my dad brought the digital camera, and I was just like, I'll filmed, and then it was like, this is kind of similar to what I did in high school, you know, it's cool. And then at that time, there wasn't hella people doing video in the Bay. In the West Coast, period. There was probably like a handful of household names, and those were just the fucking names you knew. And yeah, once I started going to these events, I was like, maybe this video stuff is something I could try to use to get my foot in the door. And like I said, I did a bunch of BTS, a bunch of event recaps, bunch of shooting, and then eventually after I got tricked into that first music video, yeah, I was like, okay, there's a little traction there, I could tell, and then it's like I need to start shooting these music videos more to get my name out there. All over the Bay, just running around shooting free videos for friends, friends of friends, like everybody. I wouldn't say I was the best at the time, but because of my setup at the time, I guess the clarity was decent enough for people to notice. It wasn't nothing crazy. My first setup after I started using my dad's camera, I finally invested and bought a Canon 70 and with a 24 by 70 L lens. Yeah, exactly. So that was my first ever kit, and then from then when I started shooting these little videos, I started getting a lot of inquiries like, bro, this shit looks clean. How much? I was like, oh shit, I could really start charging for this. And yeah, one of Livewire Records is what at the time was like huge. Like they've dropped so much music and mixtapes at that time. Like anywhere you went in the Bay Area, you would hear their fucking music playing from cars, playing from radio station, playing everywhere. And the CEO of that label, his name is Jay Stalin, one of my favorite rappers back then till currently now. Yeah, one of my favorite rappers. And I was like, fuck, how can I get to him? And I ended up shooting a video for the Hood Stars, who was also like a big household name during the hyphy movement. And I did a little package deal for them, and the first video I shot for them ended up making it to CMC, which is a California music channel, our basically Bay Area MTV type shit. And I was like, holy shit, one of my videos is on TV. Crazy, mind blown, like never would have fucking thought. And then from then, at that shoot, actually, when I showed them their video while shooting another video, one of Jay Stalin's artists was actually at the shoot, and he's like, that's clean, how much do you charge? And I was like, this is what I charge, but I will throw you a super discounted price if you could just get me to my boy Stalin. And he's like, okay, I got you. So same, threw him a package deal, shot him a couple videos, and then bam, phone rings, Jay Stalin. I'm like, fuck, this is crazy. And you know, from then it's like, how much you charge? But at this time, music videos, nobody was charging an arm and a leg unless you were like fucking industry, like signed artists. I was doing videos for 300, and if you copped more than 2, I was gonna drop it down to 250. So I was doing like 4 for 1,000. Like, yeah, and yeah, from then it was like, damn, now I really got some traction. Like, I got a video that made it to TV. That same song was like a hit on the radio in the Bay Area, and yeah, from then it just flooded. I got hit up from all types of people, like from artists that I fucked with, like from artists I didn't even know, from, okay, I'm going out of town to go shoot with some people I've never even heard of. Like, yeah, and that's kind of like what kept it going for me. It was like, okay, like really started from nothing with this shit, and now like, yeah. And at that time, yeah, I told you my setup, then I didn't get back to Adobe immediately. I was on Final Cut Pro 7. Final Cut 7. Not a big fan of X. It's kind of like, it's too iMovie-ish for me. And then ended up going back to Adobe just because it's more universal. When I started working with different clients, and like when people started sending, hey, can you edit this for me? I'm like, fuck, what are you using? They're like, Adobe. I'm like, okay, this is too common now. Now it needs to switch. It's just more universal. Like 9 times out of 10, someone's sending me a drive with the Adobe file opposed to Final Cut. I still do a lot of video, shooting a lot, but mostly corporate stuff, and like product shots and lifestyle stuff. Like I still do a lot of music videos as well, but corporate pays better. It's less of a headache, you know. I know you do video. I don't know if you've dealt with rappers. They're fucking annoying, bro. They're so annoying. Shout out to all my clients, but like rappers are annoying to deal with. A lot of lag time, a lot of in between. We gotta wait for this person. We gotta smoke 10 months before we do. Like, yeah. So from going from that mainly to doing the production side of like show production, it's a big difference. Lot less of a headache, and I like it. It's something I never thought I'd ever get into, and yeah, it's different, bro. For lighting, we have the Grand MA, which is our lighting board. It's just jam out, and this is the Grand MA. I only know how to operate. I don't know nothing about programming or nothing. I just know how to jam out because I know the music. Dre's plays nothing but hip hop. Usually the LD is usually an older dude who's not into the scene. So like for me being the LD at After Hours and liking the music, and then I'm also controlling the screens at the same time with my own content that I've collected over the years. So yeah, it's different. It's great money. Not gonna lie, the hours suck. My hours are 1 a.m. till they close. Sometimes they close at 7. Yeah, so, but it's good. It's a lot of good networking from there. You know, it's different from the video production side of things, which I still love to do. Like, I love doing. That's my passion. But my main bread and butter is doing the show production stuff. But as far as becoming a father, your drive goes from 0 to 100 just instantly. Yeah, it's more because you have a son now and it's all about him. Of course, it's all about taking care of wifey as well, but like, it's all about our baby boy now. And that drives me to, you know, continue to just want to excel in whatever I do, as far as whether it's my production job or the video stuff, and you know, basically just want to keep on excelling. Like, I don't know if I really should speak on it since I just got the call earlier. I got a call from Planet 13, the dispensary out here, and they're like, hey, we like your stuff, wanted to do a little lifestyle shoot, and you know, what's your rates and this and that. And it's just like, damn, like right on. Like this is what I wanted. Like I always wanted to do a lot for this industry, the weed industry per se, just because of the legalities now, and you know, it's less of a gray area every year, and you know, that community out here is huge. I don't know if you heard of Champs Trade Show. It's the weed convention out here. Basically, they have it twice a year. It's happening next week. It's a fucking huge convention. Any weed brand you've ever heard of is at this convention. All the celebrities in Vegas go to this convention. It's 4 days straight. Yeah, there's a lot of money getting put into it. A lot of investors. Like I just see it more and more and more. And yeah, like I said, most people would say film, and of course I'd eventually like to make it there, but if we're all being realistic, everybody's not going to make it to film. Just like everyone accepting they're not going to make it to the NBA. Just not everyone's going to make it. Like, it's not wrong to have that dream, but like, at the end of the day, you gotta snap back to reality when you finally do accept and realize that you're not gonna make it. Which not saying I'll never make it into film, but you know, there's a time and place for everything. And whenever that door opens, I'll be ready. But until then, I'm gonna keep on doing these corporate videos and these branding videos and all that because it's great money, and you know, corporate, less headache. Way less headache.